Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here. Today's Streaming Demons Ultra Specials, they always are. We've got the rental with Candyman. We've got the old with Encounters with the Unknown. And we got the brand newsies, but news to everyone else's with Encounter UFO. All this and more only on Streaming Demons. Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here. Hope you all are doing well. Boy, do we have a treat for you today on Streaming Demons. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. We've got my forever co-host, Edie. Say hello. Sorry,
Hi,
Voodoo Priestess.
I'm vaccinated.
A double vax Voodoo Priestess, no longer pin cushions needed, although optional. And then we have our super special guest, all the way from wherever he comes from Bite Size Horror, Mick McGee. Mick McGee, say hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Mick McGee. And as always, if you're new to Streaming Demons, here's a little heads up. We do one new, one old, and one borrowed. And with that being said, as I am a very lazy man, we always let our special guest go first. Mick, or Mr. McGee, take it away. Yeah, thanks everyone. I'm Mick McGee, and I want to talk about this new movie I saw. I rented this movie from Amazon Prime, and I rented it. It was so good. And it was called The Candyman. I rented this movie because I like candy. Do you like candy? Yeah, I like candy. What kind of candy do you like? I'm cool with butterscotch. Evie, what kind of, or Voodoo, what kind of candy do you like?
Oh,
It's cookies! It's the cookies! It's not even cookies! I like cookies a lot!
I like brownies and
Brownies.
burrito and
Oh.
coffee and popsicles.
Popsicles? What kind
And
of popsicles?
Babinka.
What popsicle?
And
What's a
mochi.
popsicle? What's a popsicle? What flavor? I like orange. I do. I like orange popsicles.
That's just weird, bro.
Well, hey, he's got his own thing. Let him be. He's Mick McGee, our superstar guest. So, all right, Mick, walk me through this. So you rented Candyman. Yeah, I thought it was about candy. I want candy, but there's no candy there.
There's some candy.
No, it's scary candy. It's very scary. Oh my god, there's like, can I say that word in this podcast? Maybe. What word is it? It's grad students. There's a grad student in it. That's so scary. She's like, I know everything. I'm gonna solve the world's problems. Look at me. I'm a grad student in 1982, and that's all it's gonna be. I'm gonna be famous, and I'm gonna get everyone all jazz hands, and then they're gonna get some candy because I'm gonna say candy. What's the word? Man, I don't think we should. Voodoo, do you feel like? I mean, Voodoo was on Bloody Marys. Bloody Marys, nothing. That's just a fake. He lives next door. But this one's real. I've seen it. So we're supposed to say, okay, I'll do it. Voodoo, you want to do what we're supposed to say?
We're supposed to say.
What is it? Redacted it? What? Wait, what now?
You say Candyman backwards 5 times in the mirror, and it's sure to work. Sure.
You say, I gotta. I'm not saying that out loud, man. You just say it. Say it 5 times real fast. No. Okay, so, all right, Mick. So it's about someone. We're into this movie, and they're saying something in a mirror, and what happens? This exciting part happens. The guy from Star Trek appears. Picard? No, the other guy. Shatner? No. The nice guy. The cool guy from Star Trek. Oh, right. Like Worf. No, not Worf. The guy, he's got the little things that are... Oh, like Geordi? Like on Jeopardy? No. Tony Todd.
That's the only one I had.
Oh, it's Mr. Tony Todd. Mr. Tony Todd is on this movie. Yeah, you don't know Tony Todd did Star Trek? Oh my God! What kind of fan are you, Voodoo Princess? Is that second shot just go, no Star Trek fan for me? No, that's what it does. We love Tony Todd.
He's so judgy.
Tony Todd's cool. So Tony Todd comes up, but he's got an owie. He's got a lot of owies. He's got like a million billions bees owies. He's got owies all over. His owies have owies on them. It's kind of scary because he's got this bee thing. He's like, I'm Mr. Candyman. But he's got a different voice. He sounds like Tony Todd, not like me. So Tony Todd's in it. And yeah, Voodoo mixed right, I believe. I'm pretty sure, relatively sure, if my memory serves correctly, and it usually sort of does, Tony Todd was in a lot. Well, he was in The Crow and stuff like that.
I
But
know
he was also
in X-Files. I know he was in Platoon.
X-Files.
I know he was in an episode of X-Files, bro.
No, I haven't seen X-Files in a long time. So I'll take your word for X-Files 1. But I'm pretty sure he played on Star Trek. I'm pretty sure. And I'm completely wrong, but that's what, at least, hey, we all know Final Destination, right? But
yep, he was the mortician.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Mortician versus something else. I know he did Star Trek Online, by the way. But if you were doing Star Trek, would you want Tony Todd in there?
Oh, yeah, he's a good actor, bro.
All right. Because he is Kern, I should say, not Korn. Kern in The Sons of Morg. He's Worf's brother in Star Trek. Jeez, you didn't know that? I knew that. That's why I said it for. I mean, he's in Star Trek. He's a nice one. I like him in Star Trek a lot. But that's okay, Voodoo. You bet Voodoo Priestess knows stuff that we don't know. Kind of like, what does King Kong sound like? Blah! That's what King Kong sounds like.
I hate kids, bro.
Yeah, you don't like kids? That's okay. I put bees on you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, Candyman. 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 Okay, so anyways, I thought it was about candy. It's not about candy, but it's about Tony Todd, which is fucking cool. Oh, can I say the word cool? It's so cool. I love Tony Todd and a lot of stuff, and he makes a day, and he's got bees, and he's got a hook hand, and there's something about being an artist, and art's pretty cool, and well, not Art, my neighbor, because, Art, my neighbor, doesn't give me candy. And I just think that he should go out somewhere. Okay, so we got Tony Todd, and basically all you said was like Tony Todd's in this movie so far, man. Is there anything else about the movie besides Tony Todd and bees? Does there have to be anything else? No, not really. I guess you have a point. The man's got a point there, or the kid's got a point. Tony Todd's movie. Okay, so now, how are the effects? The effects are scary as crap. Oh my gosh, they're real. They're real bees. And they go sting, 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 da, 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 da. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, should be called Bee-Man, but no one's gonna see Bee-Man. They're gonna say Candyman. I could be like, oh, I want to be a Fruit Loop. I want to be a sucker, a popsicle. No, I want to be bees. I want to be blah, 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 blah. And I have that in my mouth, my nose, and my little hook. The hook was made out of licorice, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me, though. Well, that sounds like that's not right for a hook to be made out of licorice. But I agree. Voodoo, what do you think of the special effects? Because you're giving your thumbs up.
Yeah. Like, the special effects are really cool. There's some practical effects in there, and I always prefer those to CG. And, they really did use real bees, and it's a pretty famous story about how Chunky Todd, negotiated for a really big bonus every time when he had bees in his mouth, they stung him. And he put honey in his mouth. He's like, come and get me, bees. Daddy needs a new car. Bee. That's what I'll do. Jim. Yeah, what's up, man? Can I have that? How about for my next, bite-sized horror, if something bad happens, I get a bonus, right?
Bad happens to you? No, just something bad. No, bro. I know this is going. No, no, and no. No, 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 no. I tried, but okay, yeah, the effects are really very cool, and it's a good movie, even though it's not about candy. But it's scary. It's very, very scary. It's so scary. I don't know what to do. Sometimes it's about candy instead. I don't know. But corn's in it, so
Okay,
it's kind of
Zach, you need
cool.
to break out the Thorazine.
I'm gonna. So how many Cthulhu's? Cthulhu's. I know. I'll give this 10 out of 10. Yeah, I love 10 out of 10. It only goes up to 5. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I love it.
You gave something negative 20 or
10,
something on
10.
one of these. So just let him have the 10 and shut him up.
Yeah, I got 10. Yay! Mona is my friend. You're my friend now. I love you. Okay, what do I do now? What do I do now? We have some cookies. All right, so definitely not following that. Thanks, Nick. Buddha Priestess, what do you have for us?
You gave him more sugar, you little douche.
Technically, I'm pretty sure it's Payne's babysitter. I heard that. So we need to.
Okay, well. My movie is called Encounter with the Unknown.
Oh,
and
the unknown.
It's the old from 1972.
That's not that old, is it? Because I had a lot of things from 1972.
It's almost 50 years ago.
Shush. It is not almost 50 years ago. You take that. How the fuck do you do math? Oh, sorry. How the heck do you do math?
Dude.
Exactly.
No, I'm serious. Ago. Do the math.
Do the math. 72 is not 50 years ago.
Okay.
Bro.
I'm breaking out my calculator for this because you're getting really butthurt and defensive. But let's say 1972, and then we minus it, or I guess 2021.
Tell us how math goes. I'll wait.
2021 minus 1972. So it's 49 years ago. So, my bad. It wasn't 50 years ago. It was 49.
And that's an important distinction.
Oh my god, you're so butthurt. Anywho, guess what?
What?
So,
chicken butt?
When I was watching this, my first thought, and it was a very prevalent thought, like throughout the whole thing.
Damn, I want some ribs.
No.
Oh.
Stop fucking talking about food because you're making me hungry.
Oh, I won't talk about
Discount Twilight Zone. And one of the reasons is during the stories they have Rod Serling narrating at the beginning and end. It's a horror anthology of 3 stories.
Really?
Which yes.
They actually have Rod Serling do this.
Yes.
Was he cognizant that this is like okay, sorry.
Yeah. And I swear to God, when you hear him talking at the end and the beginning of these, every fucking, like, you're expecting it to end with the Twilight Zone. Like, the delivery he gives is the exact same thing as the show. And it's hilarious to me. But anyway,
you should see Norm Macdonald do that.
Yes.
He's actually pretty damn good at that one.
So,
what's it about? Okay, so we got 3 episodes.
Stories.
So it's an anthology. Rod Serling bookends it. Walk me through it. Is it spooky? Is it old time spooky? Is it horror? Is it got candy? No, it's not. No candy. I want candy.
Oh, well, it's like kind of spooky, supernatural adjacent things. Like, again, it feels Twilight Zone-y. Like,
TV
story
show
setup
Supernatural?
No. Like, I mean, supernatural happenings happen.
Okay.
And again, I say discount Twilight Zone because it's not like super duper scary, and they're pretty straightforward stories, but Like the first one is people at a bar do something stupid, and
No,
uh,
not people at a bar. That would
yeah,
never do something stupid.
and
You
it
take
leads
that back.
to the death of a friend.
Oh yeah, that gets sinister.
Yeah, and it's really hard to describe these stories because they're so short to without spoiling anything. Because another thing is, even though the movie is technically an hour and a half long, it got really fucking boring at the end because there was another voiceover by some other random dude who gave this like long-winded talk, and I think they were trying to like pass off these stories as true, which is really fucking hilarious because there's like a well-known urban legend as the last story, and the first story has some old folklore stuff in there, and it's
If you
just
can you give the urban legends without spoiling the third story?
it is so well known. I
Is it the
probably
whole day?
couldn't. So,
It's a
do you want?
hodag, isn't it?
Huh?
It's a snipe. It's a hodag, right?
What's a hodag?
You don't know what a hodag is?
No.
Jesus, who do I
No.
know?
Wow, I'm sorry I don't know everything, Jim,
Yeah,
Joe,
well,
Eric. What is your name?
what is your name, son? I'm Nick McGee. That's my
Oh,
name.
fuck. What's a
No,
hodag?
it's a
What's a
hodag. I
hodag?
know what it is. It's a hodag. Look in the mirror. Dude, that was not even your laugh, my friend. He's got way too much sugar. He needs to go out for a second. I don't have enough sugar. So a hodag is a little creature, green, looks like a dragon mixed with a lizard, mixed with a pig, I guess. And it's got horns and scales.
Okay, I'm just
And
gonna Google it.
Wisconsin. They live
And
in
yeah,
Wisconsin.
actually, that's the same thing you're describing. Uh, no, it's not a hodag because that looks like a reject from Where the Wild Things Are. Um,
It predates it by decades, man.
whatever. Still rejected from there. You don't know how long that island was there, bro. Anywho,
So it's not a
uh,
whole day.
yeah, not hodag.
Jersey Devil.
No, okay. So some people driving by a car or driving by a bridge see
Woman
a
in white.
woman, yeah, who wants a ride home.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? I
Nothing.
say
I'm
that all the time.
yeah, yeah.
They also usually want money afterwards. Really weird. Like I gave you the ride, and that's. I got it now.
Yeah. But again, at the very end of this movie, there's that long spiel that this guy who is not Rod Serling is, and immediately followed that long spiel is another spiel by Rod Serling himself, and it's like kind of obvious just to fucking pad out the runtime, and
Uh,
it's just like, huh? And I think I already told you that they were trying to pass that off as real, which is really funny because the way Rod Serling is telling it, it's like they didn't tell him to that was the direction these stories are going because he's just like fucking Twilight zoning it up.
yeah,
I
he was
don't
just
know how
kind
to.
of no, he's emceeing it.
Yeah.
He's emceeing it as if someone's watching. I wonder if they sold it to him as like, okay, Rod, we got 3 rejected scripts in the Twilight Zone, and what we need is maybe that's what it is. It's like they're all spec strips. Back when specs actually worked a bit.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it worked.
Spec scripts, not strips. Apparently, sorry.
Uh, so
So
yeah,
effects are just kind of like made for TV effects. Where are the effects here?
it's
Just a woman wearing white. It's like, hey,
yeah. There's like
just a woman in white
no
clothes.
effects really.
Hmm.
There's nothing in the film that you could really label as an effect. It's just stories. Well, I guess there was a gunshot
Oh
and an
boy.
explosion off screen, which
Oh,
is
no, that's
just
probably just a sound then. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
That is a cheap way of doing it.
uh,
Watch, they actually blew something up off stream. Like, we don't have the sound for it. Well, let's blow some shit up. Boom.
so
That's
that's
cool. So,
yeah.
okay, now with all of that being said, I got a question. Okay, well, Now? Yeah. Okay. Mix kind of
There was no candy in there.
There's no my questions about candy. There's no candy. Why does this movie even exist? There's no candy. Oh, I want candy. Are you sure there's no candy? You said there's a bar. Bars have candy. My daddy says.
Cool.
My daddy says he has Megadeth beer all the time, and that's like a candy for adults, isn't it? He says,
Megadeth
Nick, you
beer
can't
is.
have this.
Tell Daddy, Megadeth beer will never sponsor us, okay?
Hey, you tell Papa Shango that one of these days they will. That's it. All right, Mick, we got some more candy over here, buddy. Hey, Dad got some candy.
This candy is cooked.
Guys.
We should be very.
Yeah. So, okay. While they're kind of gone, how many Cthulhu's do you give it?
Okay. 2.
2?
2.
Okay. For those who don't know, because how would you, since it was a private conversation, I'm going to tell this out loud. Voodoo literally said, oh my God, I want to do old next. Can we please, we had someone book, we had another guest book for old at this time. I'm like, you know what? F it. We'll just, Voodoo, let's do it. Let's let you do old. 2. We canceled the booking for a 2. I had to get Mick McGee in the last. Oh, that's very cute. Very, very cute. But still, a 2. A 2. All right. Well, you know what?
Well, it's not like. It's like. It's fun to watch in passing if you got nothing better to do, but I can't really recommend it because the stories are not memorable. They're just quick little things. My dog is wagging her little tail super duper fast. And
happy.
Yes, she is. And again, at the end of the last story, there's this long scene of where this girl and her boyfriend are just traipsing along a forest, and there's really sweet music playing to show their happy little date thing going, and it like goes on hella long, and then followed that by a fucking like 10-15 minute spiel by some random narrator, followed by another 5-minute spiel by Rod Serling. They needed to pat. Which, by the way, during those spiels between Rod Serling and the random narrator dude, they're just replaying clips from the rest of the movie.
Oh wow! So, are you sure that's just the end credits then? It actually pertains to the third.
No, like when at the very end, like after the third story,
right.
And they're going over where the narrators are starting to talk for no reason, just to pad out the movie. They're actually replaying clips from the 3 short stories that we just saw to pad out the runtime. And
then they just include the trailer in there too. And then there's a trailer for the film.
Probably. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be actually the trailer. That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, if you start watching the short stories, you can watch it and just dip out early.
And then it might be a 2.5? Then?
Oh, you could probably raise it to a solid 3.
Wow.
Yeah. The stories, again, aren't really that memorable. They're really kind of generic, and there aren't many effects or anything to do it. And again, the last story is based on a well-known urban legend, and that just made me fucking laugh when the narrator towards the end was like going on like these were true fucking stories.
These are true stories of the Tales from the Crypt Dark Side 13th hike. Monkeys onto Zone, right? So that is cool. Okay, what was this called?
Encounters with the Unknown.
Okay, that's cool. That's 2. Okay, I can follow it too. So, Encounters with the Unknown, that brings me to we did a rental, we did the old, and now we're doing a new. I've got Encounter UFO, which is coming out Tuesday, August 10th on the T&E channel. And I gotta say that this is the coolest. If you like UFOs, do you guys like UFOs?
Uh,
maybe
I used to
somewhat.
love them when I was a kid, and I read up on them and stuff a lot. And when I grew up, I realized a lot of it's
I
fun to
know.
read about. I'll give it that.
Well, it is fun to read about. Mick, did you what is that? Okay. Mick says he's just, I don't know, he's kind of like face down in like a pile of candy right now. So I think UFOs might be past his bedtime. But thanks, buddy. So we have UFO. I have a UFO story. I do, and I'm not going to tell it because you don't believe in it. So
Wow, gonna
yeah,
be a little
that's how it
bitch
is.
about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell it. But I'm going to say this:
No, tell me,
encounter a
tell me, tell
UFO.
me. I
I
believe
know.
UFOs exist because unidentified flying objects. It's kind of hard not to believe
Well,
objects in the sky flying around that have not been identified don't exist.
Well, put it this way: with all the things from the U.S. government coming out, it's kind of cool. Some are just unidentified, but the coolest premise, and again, it's on T&E. It's Encounter UFO, and it's coming out on. Excuse me, it's coming out on Tuesday, August 10th, and check this out. Encounter UFO tells us stories of the most incredible UFO sightings and abductions of the past and modern era. Each episode follows three shocking eyewitnesses' accounts of supernatural encounters backed up with the most compelling audio and visual evidence of UFOs, mobile phone footage, and photographs. Not just a developer song. We interviewed several leading UFO experts and eyewitnesses during making the series. It sounds like a fantastic series. I got to see the screener, and I'm telling you, for my new, this is the only thing I wanted to do for new. It was fantastic. T&E always has. I don't know what their budget is, but they have like the Blumhouse. I'll call it the T&E slash Blumhouse effect, where no matter what it's going to be, it's going to be something slick, polished. The special effects are pretty decent. The reenactments are pretty good. I love the reenactments for Encounter UFO, and the story is gripping. Now, I got the problem. I always have a problem. I got the problem though. I won't spoil it. I won't name names, but there is a part where how the your particular episode, Evie, or something Voodoo Priestess, where your particular encounter, right, had the issue with the last voiceover guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have an issue with one of the people on not one of the people telling their stories. I don't have an issue with those people. I have an issue with one of the experts. And it's just the way that you it's a try hard. It's a try hard. I must be right. Everything else is just wrong, and that's just not the way to do science. So if you really want to be a scientific expert, hey, get a fucking degree in it. Sorry, maybe I'm old school on this one. It's like the Penn and Teller bullshit triangle of truth. Have a PhD, write a book, be an expert. Awesome sauce. Uh, but it's the I have to be right. Everything else you're just too stupid to understand. Of course,
I
I
hate
don't
those
do that.
douchebags.
Yeah, it's kind of douchey. So I'm not going to say who it was. You make your own judgments. Now that again, but the story, the encounters, they actually give the. This is something I really love the T&E channel for. Period, for all our other things from paranormal encounters and hotel paranormal and everything else. They will let the people tell their side of the story, and they'll take them at face value, and they'll actually give them a safe space to tell their story. The same thing for Encounter UFO. I believe giving people the safe space, because a lot of people like, hey, oh, I have a UFO. I didn't want to tell mine. Like, oh, I think UFOs suck. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not telling my UFO story now. Screw it. I don't want to be ridiculed. You
Wow,
know,
dude, you judgy. You judgy.
you judged. Judged, at least he shall be judged, and you judged. Dread,
Wow.
executioner, jury. But yeah, so I get it. There's people that are like, if you don't believe, like, well, whatever I say is gonna make me sound like a crackpot. But if you do believe, or at least open to it, like then it kind of goes farther. So let me see. Special effects are good, acting's good, the direction and production are good. That one dude, yeah, whatever, can toss him. But I'm gonna give this. Okay, if it wasn't for that one dude, this might be a 4 because everything was pretty solid. I'm gonna give this 3.25 Cthulhu's. Almost a 3.5, almost a 3, because it was nails on a chalkboard for me. But you know what? That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I can't be wrong about my opinion, but maybe you guys have an opinion. So when this launches, no pun, on the T&E channel on August 10th, Tuesday, Encounter UFO, you got to see it. Check it out. Prove me right, prove me wrong, prove me whatever, prove me bananas. And with that being said, oh, guess what time it is, kids? Plugs. And our special guests always go first. Mick, what do you want to plug? I want to plug Little Debbie's Brownies. No, just kidding. I want to plug. We got this little thing going with Miss Nicole, and it's bite-sized horror of me, Mickey McGee, and we got some spooky stuff, and we got some original content, and people send us stories we read, and it's really cool, and it's for children. Yeah, Haunted Montreal's got a child's podcast with me, Mick McGee, and I get to talk about my grandma and some cookies and some brownies and more stuff. And Nicole's scary though. Nicole scares you. She's spooky. She tells me spooky stories. But that's what I want to do. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Well, yeah, you know what? Cool. I think I might have plugged this before. I agree. I listened to a bit of this podcast. It's not out yet. Bite-sized horror. It's Nicole and Mick McGee, and it's for the kids. And I say it's for the kids. It's G-rated. Maybe PG because it might be some spooky stuff, right? So it's absolutely for kids. No swearing. Parents, it teaches kids how to read. They talked about Coraline the first day, man. They have kids writing in to hear their short story, and they give like a theme each week. It's cool. It's pretty cool. They give a theme each time, and they write in, and then they pick the best one, and they read it out loud on the air. And everyone who does not get into that, apparently, I give robust feedback to, because they just kind of pass it on to me. And I just give like feedback, professional level feedback to like 8-year-olds. So if you have a kid that wants to start writing horror or writing at all, check out our Do a Somo page. Check out our Haunted Montreal submissions page. Have them submit. You're out nothing. That's all it is. So, Voodoo Priestess, what do you want to plug?
Why, little old me, you want to guess?
Is it going to be like something in your house?
No, well, sort of, kind of, but not really. So I would like to plug our Lighter Than Dark series, where it's all funny and stuff. One of the main reasons is Kristen Cleaves. Kristen Cleaves. I know names
on her site. Yes.
Yes.
Who has an amazing book, which I'll plug later on.
Yeah. She actually wrote for us a LTD short about Bloody Mary and Candyman. Where
did
Bloody
she?
Yeah, she did. It's actually one of my favorites. It's kind of old, where Bloody Mary is suing Candyman for "you're saying the name" shtick in the mirror.
Oh, it's infringement, copyright infringement. Yeah, trademark, huh? I think I saw that. I really do enjoy that too.
Yeah. So
that's your plug. That's a great plug.
That is. It ties into my thing. But don't
You're
tell
what?
them.
Oh, he's out doing a line of Little Debbie's right now. Those little ho-ho things, yeah. And that ties into my plug. I am going to plug Kristen Cleveland's The Alter Ego, right? I'm plugging The Alter Ego. Their new story, Daughter of... I'm trying not to choke on my own spit. That's not the new story title. That's not the story title. Although, that might be a cool story title. As I'm trying not to choke on my own spit. So, their new story Daughter of Salt and Sea, and it does remind me a lot of, well, okay, it reminded me of Downton Abbey, to be honest, and like a horror story version of Downton Abbey, and it's available through Ravens and Roses, a women's gothic anthology, which it's out on Kindle on sale, $4.99 right now, $12.99 paperback, $21.99 hardcover. You can probably kill someone with that sucker. It's gonna be big, and that's all kind of cool stories. But Kristen, of course, I'm very, let's say, not picky. What's the word for it? Opinionated. I got some skin in the game. So one of my staff members is in it, so I'll say her story is the best. And her story was honestly I enjoyed the most.
Yeah, I remember when you told me about it, you were just like, man, she can write. She can. And I was like, I
Oh
hope
yeah,
so, because you hired her. But he's like, no, she can really, really write gothic horror really well.
yeah, like, oh
So,
yeah, she could write. Yeah, no, but no, really, she could write. I know, I heard her. Yeah, yeah, but not that you guys can't.
yeah,
But no,
nice job.
it's a different skill. It's a different skill. Writing satire, which she does brilliantly well, is a very different skill than writing gothic horror or any type of other thing. It's like whistling. Some people can do it, and some people just can't. Some people can whistle more than one way. You know, it's like eating candy, which now I'm spelling out because I don't want mick. Yeah. Okay.
You can't read yet? I thought y'all were doing a podcast that was like,
Nicole reads to him. He's learning how to read. He's
oh,
learning how to read. Yeah,
okay.
that's about the podcast is about people learning how to read, and that's why you get people to read, and then it's the lost art of, and this is they do it really well. It's the lost art of parents reading to their kids. People don't do it no more, so we're taking upon ourselves to read to the kids. Or Nicole, I'm gonna say Kristen. Kristen's not part of the podcast, right? Nicole and Mick are, and so that's what they're doing. So, wow, covered a lot. Without any further ado, that means we can get out of here. All right, on behalf of myself, Jim Phoenix, my forever co-host Voodoo Priestess, and our special guest Mick McGee, I'll bid you all good day. Oh, I almost forgot the catchphrase. Remember, if you have seen the movie we haven't, well, screw you. There's like a million people on the planet. 8 million. I guess it's like a couple million
Got
billion
a
people
little
on the planet.
hostile there.
And well, I almost forgot the catchphrase. And no one else has corrected me for the last couple of times, so now I feel conscious about it. So if you haven't seen it, just email us, tweet. I don't care, whatever. Go enjoy your movie, Green Knight, whatever that's called. What movie is it called now?
I
Green
think it's called
Inferno Nights.
The Green Knight. Movie.
Green Door in Las Vegas. All right. With that being said, goodbye, everyone. Bye, everyone. Bye. Not gonna have some kids. I want some candy.
I hear a cat.